Hey everyone! Today we'll be giving you a look at one of the electives here at Elgin Park, band.
Wow.
Introducing our very own band teachers, Mr. Leader and Mr. Henderson. Usually, this introduction will be done at our local elementary schools, but due to COVID restrictions, we are unable to talk with the students. So instead, we will be asking Mr. Leader and Mr. Henderson some questions about the program. First things first, why do you think students should give band a try?
Well, it's a great opportunity to meet new people. Fantastic way to meet other people that are interested in playing music.
It's a great teamwork activity where absolutely everybody in the band is important, and it gives you lots of opportunities to do extracurricular activities as well, like traveling and playing in different music groups.
Thank you, that's very interesting. Do you need to know how to play an instrument to join band?
Well, ideally, you would know how to play an instrument previously to joining band. Going into grade 9 for the grade 8s, some people weren't able to get band this year, and we're accepting new students. Hopefully you'll be able to take some lessons before coming into band class, or at least come and talk to Mr. Leader and myself before joining. But everyone's welcome that's really interested in playing music.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. It'll be a lot of work if somebody hasn't had band before. There's a lot of catching up, but
Won't be easy, but it's worth it.
If you're interested, come on by.
What are some songs that the students enjoy playing the most?
Wow, it depends on the student because like every person has different tastes in music. But some of the ones that they seem to most be entertained by is playing like Disney music and pop music and jazz music. But there's also a lot of kids that really like playing more traditional band music as well. So it really depends.
Soundtracks from different movies are very popular. So,
What opportunities does taking band give you? We hear a lot about fun trips and performances.
well, for sure, going on fun trips once the pandemic is over. Of course, right now we're limited to what we can do, but we've been on some amazing trips. Mr. Henderson and I, we've been to Cuba, and we've been to China, and we've been to Costa Rica, and we've been to Ireland, and we've been to California a number of times, and we've been to Eastern Canada for music festivals. We've been to Idaho for music festivals. So many different opportunities that you don't get in other areas for sure.
Yeah, not only going on the trips, but preparing for the trips and coming together as a band with grade 9 through grade 12 students form a really great bond. And the preparation of the music and the performances while we're on trips and learning about music and the sightseeing, they are really fantastic, lifelong, memorable experiences.
That sounds very exciting. Last question is, what are some of the most memorable experiences you had with the students?
Okay, well, it's funny because for me, I remember some of the fantastic concerts and the students that I've taught. And so my memories are all evolved around the students and the different friend groups and band friend groups that have come through here. And then some of them are on trips like performing on the Great Wall of China, or performing in an old folks home in New Orleans, or performing in the community center in Cuba, performing on stage at international jazz festivals. Just all the great memories. A lot of them happen in the building, but a lot of them happen outside the building as well.
I would add to that one of the most amazing experiences of my entire life, and I'll never get a chance to do this again, I don't think. We marched in the St. Patrick's Day Parade in Dublin, Ireland. There were 650,000 people in attendance that day, so we marched past all these friendly and not so friendly Irish people, and it was a remarkable experience.
Thank you, Mr. Leader and Mr. Henderson, for joining us today, and I'm sure we all learned a lot from this interview. If you guys have any questions regarding band, please do not hesitate to shoot us a message. Thank you, and stay tuned for our next video. Bye.
Hello grade 8s, we are here today to interview Mr. Day, the guitars and music composition teacher here at Elgin Park. If anyone has any burning questions about your guitar program, we are here to hopefully provide some answers. So let's go! Starting off, our students required to have previous guitar experience to join.
No, and I think that's one of the good things about guitar is that you can be a complete beginner. You can never even touched a guitar before, and you can take the course and do really well. So a lot of my students are either beginners or really experienced.
Thanks for the answer. How does a normal guitar class run? Do students have freedom with how they spend their time in class?
Yeah, so students have a lot of freedom in my class. So for example, if you're in my class, you can choose what songs you want to play on the guitar or what songs you want to do for your performance assessments. I can help you with that, but a lot of the time students just play songs that they want to learn and music that they want to play, so they can totally play to their own interests.
That's very nice. What do you think is the most enjoyable aspect of guitar class for the students?
The most enjoyable aspect, I think, is exploring musical tastes, listening to lots of new music, trying out new skills. It's fun to learn that kind of thing. This subject is a very different subject from any other subject in the school. There aren't many subjects, I think, where you can spend most of the time just doing your own thing and learning your own stuff and having a lot of freedom that way.
What is the most memorable experience you can recall having with your students?
Most memorable experience? I think that some of the most memorable experiences I've had has been when I've had a student who is new to guitar and they're just learning guitar and they're very, very nervous and very anxious about performing in front of their classmates. And then I've seen them go up on stage and they've played in front of their classmates and they've done really well. The sense of relief and the sense of joy on their face is always really awesome. So a lot of my students will even take my course just to try to improve their anxiety or their stress or their confidence, especially in front of other people. And a lot of my students have shown big improvements in those just from being in this class.
How do you think COVID has influenced the program overall?
It's influenced the program like any other program. It's been influenced. I think in a way that my classes are better, and the reason why is because we not only now do performance and learn songs on guitar, but we're also doing a bit of music history as well. So we learn about rock and roll history from the 60s and 70s. We do some assignments on that, and we do some song analysis. We learn about bands like the Beatles and Queen and Led Zeppelin and Jimi Hendrix, people like that, which is all music that I find really interesting, and we have a lot of fun like learning about those things together in the class.
Are there any fun activities students should look forward to in the guitar program?
Yeah, there's lots of fun activities. A lot of students find performing really fun. That's one aspect. There's also, like I say, there's learning about rock and roll history and music history. I want to also in the future teach about hip hop as well. I also teach music composition, which is where students learn to write music and also record music. And songwriting is something that I'm very passionate about and I really enjoy doing myself. It really gives you a real sense of joy and happiness when you can write your own music and sit back and listen to your own song. So I think there's lots of little activities and little things you can do in my class that maybe you can't do in any other class in school.
I think you kind of covered our last question, but our last question today is, why do you think students should give guitar class a try?
Yeah, you're right. I think that there's a few reasons. Number one, it's a different class to any other class in school. A lot of students take my class because they want to have one of the classes in their semester that is a little more chill, a little more relaxed, a little more easygoing, and something where they can play a bigger role in the direction they take in the class. And of course, there's lots of activities and opportunities to perform as well as that.
That's the end of our interview today. Thank you, Mr. Day, for taking time to answer our questions. We really appreciate it. Again, if there are any questions we failed to cover, please don't hesitate to ask it in the Teams channel. This concludes our video for today. We hope you enjoyed as much as we enjoyed in the process of putting this together. See you guys in the next video. Thank you so much.